Hi, my name is Ben Stevens. I'm 22, an Eau Claire student. I am a kinesiology movement studies major, a psychology minor, and I am the subject for this project.
Well, hey Ben, we're just gonna ask you a few questions here and try to get a idea of what kind of SMART goal we want to make for you. So basically, just right off the bat, what would be a general idea of what your SMART goal would want to be, basically?
What I want to focus on, or what I need improvements in mostly, are sleep and then not eating so much fast food are probably my two biggest things.
Okay. Why do you want to improve on your sleeping habits specifically then?
Sleep has been a big problem with me for a lot of my life. I don't get enough of it, and it's kind of branched into other parts of my life. It causes me to be late for a lot of things. Schoolwork suffers, athletic stuff suffers too. It's really something that affects almost every part of my life, so
Sure.
it's one of those things that I just need to get better at.
Okay. So yeah, you're a little less alert throughout the day, basically,
Mhm.
and it affects everything else. So then, what does your daily schedule consist of?
On average, I have class at either 9 or 10 in the morning, and then typically I end at either 2 or 3. It's pretty much Monday through Friday. There's an occasional break on Monday and Friday that I have some time to get some stuff done, but other than that, it's pretty solid throughout there. Then I have some time off. I teach yoga in McPhee at 8 o'clock in the evening on Mondays, and then 7 on Thursdays. So other than that, recently I'm on the men's volleyball team, and we just recently finished, which is actually why my voice is kind of gone. I apologize for having to clear my throat so much. We had a big tournament, but that's done now. It used to be practice was from either 8 to 10 or 10 to midnight on Tuesday and Wednesday. When intramurals were in session, it was 10 to midnight because the gym was in use
Sure.
until 10,
Sure.
which was, I guess, a big factor into not getting enough sleep. But
Okay.
besides that, though, now that that's done, I have some free time in the evenings.
Right.
So I'll fill that in with, I do my fitness stuff in the morning, and then the evening I've got a lifting deal that I do, and then my cardio. I'm training for a marathon on June 2nd,
Right.
and then I've got other triathlons that I do in the summer.
Okay. So it sounded like basically your average day doesn't usually start before 9. You don't really have to be anywhere for anything. So on average, about what time do you usually wake up at? And then I guess now that volleyball's done, about when do you anticipate trying to go to bed at?
On average, I wake up between, well, actually it's pretty much right around 8.
Okay.
Because on Monday, Wednesday, Friday I start class at 9, and then Tuesday, Thursday it's 10, and it's just easier to wake up at about the same time every day. A few times I kind of wanted to wake up an extra hour later so I get the sleep, but that messes me up more than anything else, so I just wake up at about 8. And then as far as going to sleep, it'll probably, I have a terrible sleep schedule as far as when I go to sleep. I don't start feeling very tired until late night, so I'll get typically to bed around anywhere from midnight to 2.
Okay.
Maybe that's a result of volleyball, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. I'm going to try and get to bed if I can between like 10:30 and 11:30 now that I don't have volleyball anymore. So that's probably a big goal of mine.
Right. Yeah, so I guess if you do get to bed, even by midnight at the latest, when you wake up at 8, that still gives you your 8 hours. So that'd be good. That's what's recommended. About how much exercise would you say you get per day? It sounds like you're really active. You got a lot of stuff going on.
I'd like to think it's kind of a lot. In the morning, I've got a binder of my fitness stuff, but in the morning, it's typically my cardio stuff. Mondays is a swim. Tuesdays is a Monday swim, Tuesday run, Wednesday bike, then it's Thursday run, Friday run. No, Thursday run, Friday swim, and Saturday run. And that's typically, if I can, I get that in the morning. Otherwise, my lift is a 4-day-a-week thing, usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That can flip-flop, depending on my schedule and when I have time, when McPhee is open, because I don't run in McPhee, so if I have to do my run or fitness later when it's closed, then I'll just do my run outside.
So I know you mentioned the volleyball before. Outside of that, would you consider, are you pretty active before you go to bed? So does that result in you kind of having trouble falling asleep afterwards?
Typically by the end of the day, I feel pretty tired, pretty out of it. It's not one of those things where like I just got done working out, so I'm all awake. It's usually I'm tired. I don't know, it could be one of those things where if you work out too much, your muscles are kind of restless. I'm not sure if that would be it, but
Sure.
yeah, there definitely are times. Because even if during the winter, even if we get home from practice, you get home at 12:15. If you were smart and did all your homework and stuff beforehand, you're still getting to bed by 12:30, you know, at the earliest. Sometimes later if you talk to your roommates or read a book, watch a TV show, whatever. So it's one of those things that volleyball's been kind of a problem.
Sure.
I love it and it's great, but yeah, the fitness part of it, you know, playing volleyball for 2 hours until midnight, it takes its toll for sleep-wise.
Yeah.
Now we're going to ask you a little bit about your eating habits. So why do you want to improve them?
Kind of like Nick in our class, I've had some desires to do some fitness stuff, some fitness competitions, and to do that, you really can't eat like crap. And I wouldn't say I eat terribly, but I definitely eat bad enough that I want to change it. And also my athletic performance. I learned firsthand that you need to eat right. The last half marathon I ran in January 1st, I didn't eat enough beforehand, and I didn't get enough sleep either. Actually, there you go, eating and sleeping. But I didn't sleep enough or eat enough beforehand, and it was hell. It was awful.
Yeah.
Like by mile 8, I could barely keep going. I was like bent over. It was just because my body was, I'd never felt that before. My body was completely empty. There was no energy. So if you've ever seen in the races, they hand out those goo packets.
Yep.
I took a couple of those, and it was amazing because it was just simple carbs. How
Right.
quickly I was like bent over, barely able to kind of shuffle, and then 5-10 minutes later, I wasn't setting any speed records, but I was upright and actually jogging. So it was a big wake up call that I need to start eating a little bit better.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. And how many times do you eat out per week typically?
Fast food a week, anywhere from 2 up to maybe 6 times a week if I get too busy with stuff. Could be,
Yeah.
I've never really exceeded 6. It's usually, I guess, maybe more 2 to 4, but there have been bad weeks where it's been, 6 times a week, once a day almost.
Yeah, just because it's faster.
Fast, it's easy, and
Yeah.
I mentally, I tell myself, oh, well, I'm doing all this physical stuff so I can get away with it, which technically I suppose I can, but for the goals that I have, I can't really do that and achieve those goals.
Right. And how are your eating habits besides fast food? Like if you don't eat out, what do you eat?
Besides fast food, I actually happy to say eat pretty well. I do a lot of juicing, so I get my vegetables and fruits a lot. I'll have 2 vegetable focused juices a day and then 1 fruit one. And then besides that, it's really mainly just chicken, tuna, and sometimes tilapia. It's really not a whole lot of unhealthy foods. The candy I have is at a minimum. I'll have, I like to go see movies and I'll always get some candy for a movie, but
Well, of course.
I don't just, of course you cannot do it if you go to a movie. But other than that, yeah, my eating habits besides that are actually pretty good.
All right, good. And we will definitely take all of this into consideration and make a plan that we think will best suit you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ben.